Yesterday, during a discussion, what was supposed to be a discussion about child labor laws, Micki Gamez revealed that she pays her son an allowance of $100.
He gets about $100 a week in an allowance.
$100 a week?
Wait, what? Oh my God! What?
And we were really mean. And I told you afterwards I felt bad because your son isn't a public figure and his allowance shouldn't be public information. But anyway, it's out there. We can't take it back now. So did you sit down and have a discussion with them about it?
I did. And actually, people found me on Instagram.
What?
People found me on Twitter.
Yeah.
They found me on TikTok to sound off on how they feel about the amount of allowance my son gets.
What was the overall feeling?
The overall feeling was anger. Oh,
Really?
people are angry.
That you lowballed him?
Right? people are just, I ought to be ashamed of myself.
Oh, come on now.
And then
No
one
shame, no
person found me
shame.
on Instagram, which it's a super private account. And then I did make it public for a moment. And this one guy wrote me back and he said he was angry at you guys for jumping on me.
Wait, we're all friends.
I
We
know.
were
I
having a
said
good
that.
time.
And that's what I said. I go, listen, it's radio. But no, I did talk to my son about it. And I asked him, I said, hey, listen, you want to talk about it? And he said, yes. And I said, well, what do you do to earn money? And he wanted to explain his chores.
Mostly help out with the house, like take out the dogs, feed them, clean the kitchen, do the dishes, clean my room, clean the bathrooms.
So he does a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
For a 15-year-old?
He helps out.
And you said he does it without being asked.
He will. Yeah, I will go in to the kitchen and he will be there doing the dishes.
That's nice.
It is nice. And I said, well, what do you like to spend your money on?
Mostly stuff for video games. If not, then stuff like phone gadgets.
And this was a real proud moment. This is a proud parent moment. I said, what's your favorite, spending money or saving money?
I mostly just like saving because if I have nothing that I want to buy or if I just don't want anything, then I just save my money.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he's buying what he needs.
Right.
And sometimes what he wants. But he saves up his money, too. That's smart.
Right. And I said, I've seen your account right now, and I noticed you haven't spent any money. What are you saving for?
A storage drive for my PlayStation because it's about to run out of storage and I need more.
Let me tell you, they're $400.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, what's the lesson we've taught you about money?
Probably like to save in case there's an emergency because my family had emergencies sometimes, and since they saved their money, they were able to pay for it.
Right. I said, it's not an emergency if you have the money for it.
What did he think about everyone's reaction to his $100 a week?
Well, I said, what do you want to say to people who think Mom and I pay you too much for your allowance?
I'd like to say that I actually work for my money. I don't just sit around just demanding money from my parents like a spoiled brat. I actually have to work for it, and if they say no, then I don't throw a fit and I just accept it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I want to say
Yes.
that because I'm to blame for this.
What?
Why?
What are you to blame for?
I was the first one to erupt because
No, I think we simultaneously
I
erupted.
think all of you did it at the same time. It
Because
was
I still
funny.
consider
it was just-
$100 a lot of money.
it was just at the dollar figure, and I was a little surprised at you guys because inflation has been so much more during the number of years I've been on this earth. I mean, to me, my first radio job, which was considered decent, was $2 an hour. So, and I thought it was big money back
What?
then.
Yeah.
So when I heard $100 for an allowance, I said, "Wow."
Well,
But he does do a lot of chores. And we talked about yesterday, too, that as long as it's working for both parties, and clearly you can afford it, which is why you're giving him that money, is working for you because he doesn't pitch a fit when you ask him to do chores. He does it without asking. And he's happy because he gets to buy what he needs and what he wants.
He does. I'm not going to be on this earth forever. Just to let people know, my son is on the spectrum. He has autism, and he's autistic. I think that's the right way to say it. And I'm not going to be on this earth forever. So I am trying to teach him how to be independent, how to make and save money, and he loves it. He loves to save money. And I've taught him. I said, listen, one of the best lessons in life that you can learn is to own money. And now that he's learning about it, don't freak out, guys, but next month he's going to have his first investment account. He's going to learn how to invest money.
I think that's great.
That's Dave's thing.
And so his goal is to be a millionaire by the time he's 30, and he's on his way. Now, my daughter, completely different story. We give her $25 a week. No, poor thing. She is not money motivated, and I don't want to push her because I don't want her to have a negative relationship with money. So we don't push her. She'll say, "Hey, what can I do to get a pair of reps, which are shoes that look like the original?" And I'm like, "Well, let's talk about it." She's like, "Well, what can I do for $30?" And then we negotiate. So I'm teaching my daughter some very valuable skills, but she hates to work and to earn money.
You're being the parent your children need.
Well, thank you.
And you, in the end, after this 2-day saga of chore money, I feel you and your family are coming out on top. Really.
Yes. Well, thank you.
It's beautiful to hear from your son and from your daughter and to know that it's not like you're just slapping money in their account just to keep them quiet. You're teaching them valuable life lessons that basic education doesn't teach.
Nope.
They will thank you because that is having an ethic of saving money is very important.
Cheers.
Very important.
Well, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah.